Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is Jason from Dropshipping University. Come back at you with a brand new episode. Today's episode, we are going to be talking about the 4 steps you need to take right now to make more sales on eBay in 2020. This is an unprecedented time in e-commerce, and there's tons of people that are killing it out there, but there's a lot of people too that are wondering, why aren't my sales that good? Or I've been putting in the work and the processes behind the scenes, and my dropshipping store just is not growing at the rate that other people seem to be, and I want to get to that place. So this is going to be a video specifically for you guys. I'm going to be teaching you guys some strategies and techniques to get to that point where your store is growing month over month and you're making a lot more money than you are potentially right now. So if this sounds good to you guys, make sure to smash that like button, hit the subscribe button, and be sure to hit the bell notification. That way, every single time I put out new videos just like this one, you will be notified. Also, down below in the description is a link to my new Instagram profile. Check that out. I put a ton of new dropshipping tips, motivation, and all that good stuff every single day. So give that a follow. Also, guys, if you have any questions as I go through this, make sure to ask them down below. I do answer all of them myself, help you guys out as much as possible. So without further ado, we're going to get right into this. I'm going to show you real life examples on eBay of all of these steps that you should be taking to grow your eBay dropshipping store. Okay, guys, so here we are inside of my computer. And before we get into the meat and potatoes of this video, make sure to subscribe to this channel. There's nobody else that's really putting out videos just like this. And I want to get this out to as many people as possible, so be sure to subscribe and smash that like button. Okay, so let's go. Here we go, and we have this item right here, and this is a microscope lens adapter for your cell phone or your smartphone, so that you can put the camera lens right up to the microscope and you can take pictures and videos that way. So it's a pretty cool little gadget. I wish we had these in college when I was in college. But one of the things that you notice from this item, right, there's a whole bunch of people and they're clearly selling the same product. And we know that because this is an exact match for the UPC for the item. Now, one thing I want to point out to you guys is that if you sort this by price plus shipping, lowest first, meaning the cheapest in descending order, and the most expensive would be down here, we can notice something. And if you click to open up these top 3, we will see that these items tell us a story. And this is the cheapest one, $21.66. It is sold 98 times. This one right here is the second place one, and it's only sold twice, okay? And the difference between the prices is, less than $1. But one of the things that we're noticing is the vast difference in the amount of times that these 2 items have sold. And if you keep going, number 3 has not even sold a single time. And we could go down the list and open up all of these, and I'm sure if you go down here and see the most expensive ones, they probably have not sold either. Right, so this one has not sold, and has not sold. So what this indicates to us is the price is the biggest indicator as to whether an item is going to sell. So if you have your items priced fairly cheap or the cheapest, that is going to be the highest determining factor as to whether your product is going to sell over your competition. And in this case, it's not always this obvious or this drastic, but in this case, this item has sold 98 times, and the one that is priced the second most competitively at $22.80 has only sold twice. And that's a huge reason as to why people buy. It's just human nature. The vast majority of people do buy based on price. There are other factors which we are going to talk about, but that is going to be the biggest reason. And think about it, the last time you were in a store or something you bought online, that's a big reason as to why you bought the product was how cheap it was, because everybody cares about their wallet or their pocketbook. So keep that in mind. Price is really, really important. So let's keep going here. The second most important thing that you guys want to consider when drop shipping on eBay is going to be using promoted listings. Okay, you want to be leveraging promoted listings as much as possible. And here we can see a rope hammock. We got the summer coming up, people want to relax outside, but we can see the top 3 actually are coming up for this search phrase rope hammock as sponsored listings. And that means that they are paying extra to put their listing in front of the customer on eBay, and eBay rewards them by putting them at a higher ranking here. So even if this product was more expensive than some of the ones down here, they're still getting a higher position. And this higher position is really important for driving traffic and driving sales. And one of the things that we've seen is over 40% of our sales are coming from promoted listings. Now, one of the big things to consider with promoted listings is how much margin do you have to work with? And if you're skating on very thin margins, if you're doing retail arbitrage or something else where you really don't have more than 4 or 5% front end margin, well, promoted listings is going to be difficult for you because you're probably going to be sacrificing most of your bottom line. Whereas if you're doing something more lucrative, something that has more profit margins built in, like wholesale dropshipping, well, then you have more to work with. And the best part about using promoted listings on eBay is that you only pay when the item sells. So that model is called cost per sale, which is completely unusual in e-commerce. Most of the time, you are going to be paying per impression or per click. That is CPC and CPM. That is the general rule of thumb. That's how all of Facebook, Google, YouTube, Amazon, that's how all of those other platforms exist. You pay based on clicks and impressions, whereas on eBay, you only pay when somebody purchases your product. So you really have nothing to lose as long as you put in a margin that's comfortable with how your business model operates. So I always put promoted listings on eBay, and you can see right here, it's definitely advantageous because the amount of sales lift and the amount of impressions and clicks that you're going to get, it's basically a lot more traction than if you were not to do promoted listings, which is a huge opportunity cost. Okay. The third thing I want to talk to you guys about is optimizing your listings. And here we have the search phrase 50-foot Ethernet cable. In case you guys are looking for an Ethernet cable, this is where you'd probably go to find it. And here we go. So the first thing you're going to see is sponsored listing. Like I just said, that's very important, but you're also seeing these top listings right here, fast and free, guaranteed by Tuesday, May 9th. So their shipping and handling time has been set to be very aggressive. What that means is the lead time and the time that it takes to get to the customer based on the seller's shipping profile is cut out in such a way that it's going to get to the customer very quickly. Whereas if you're using sources like AliExpress, DHgate, it typically takes weeks to get there, and you would never ever show up this high in ranking, and you certainly would not get fast and free in this guaranteed by date. Okay, now if we click into this, another thing I wanted to say was this right here. This is a type of discount. It's a markdown manager where you can see a list price and then it's got a cross out through it and 10% off. So that's another way that people are driving more sales and optimizing their listings more properly, is that they're running these markdown managers and these sales promotions. There's so many different promotion types that you can actually run on eBay. And this person down here is doing the same thing. So that to the customer looks like they're getting a good deal, right? They have that price that's crossed off and that 10% off. So they have the advantage when it comes to showing up higher in search. We also see something that isn't the biggest deal in the world, but I do suggest to you guys to optimize your listings. This person did a pretty good job with their title, of optimizing their title, and it's very close to the allotted characters. It might actually hit 100, I think it's 180 characters or 80 characters. I forget exactly what it is. Every platform has different character limits, but you want to be putting as many targeted long tail keywords in your title as possible. And you want to be putting as many good pictures, and I mean high quality images, as many numerous as you can possibly have. These unfortunately do not have that many pictures, but you want to be putting as many pictures as you possibly can to showcase the product, because the second most important thing when it comes to selling products is your pictures. People are visual. Customers are visual. They want to see the product, and when they can't physically hold the product, there's not a tangible good in front of them like in a brick and mortar retail store. All they can really go off of is those pictures. Most people don't want to read, and that's why I don't really care too much about the description. While it is important to optimize your listings, you want to be optimizing the amount of pictures that you're showcasing. Try to allot as many as possible and make that title as long as possible with targeted keyword phrases so that people can see it. People are attracted to the pictures and to the headlines after price. So it's a kind of a priority of how you want to optimize your listing. So the fourth thing here, guys, is going to be adding value. And this is something that most drop shippers get completely wrong, or they do it and they fall short because they don't put a lot of effort into actually adding value to the listing. And what I mean by adding value is a couple of things. You can do bundle pairing, where you make your own listing on eBay and you add complementary products to the offer. Another thing, like in this situation, we can see they created a custom multi-pack listing. So this is a 4-pack. And what they probably found was that a lot of people who are buying these, probably catering companies, were needing a bunch of them at once. And when you make a listing and you keep finding that somebody keeps buying multiple units of the same thing, it makes sense to then go and create a brand new listing on eBay and make a 2-pack, make a 4-pack, a 10-pack, because that's adding value and you're differentiating yourself from your competitors. And they did a great job of this. They showcased the product very well, but you can also see that they put all of the items that come along with this, all the attachment pieces and, the tongs and the spoon, all of that comes in this offer, and they showcase that in the main image. So it's basically a collage, and you guys can simply do that on canva.com if you want. We can also see they even went the extra mile to put key features and highlights, text underneath the images. So they did a really good job with that. And you can also see right here that they have 4 or more for $87.29. If you click here, it would be $89.09. If you buy 2 and buy 3, it's $88.19. And that's volume discount pricing. It's very underrated. I do it on all of my listings when I can. And mostly every listing I can do it because most of the time the suppliers you're working with are going to have multiple units of the product. So this is a great way to incentivize the buyer to buy more units and make you more money, because you can put all of those products into one box and save on shipping, making you better margins and just getting a higher, just more sales overall. So that's another thing that you should consider. This person did a very, very good job of putting a great product description. Again, it's not the most important thing, but they do a really good job of showcasing it, putting key features, and really putting the pictures into the description, because as I said before, people are very visual. So they break up the information very logically. It's very approachable from a customer standpoint. We can see all the specs, what comes in the package, where they ship to, how long it takes to ship to, instead of the customer having to go through and looking in here or checking here. They can also see it down here. So another thing that they did a great job of is putting as many item specifics as possible, and that's also really important when ranking on eBay. So the more item specifics that you put, the higher your listing is going to rank on eBay, and that's because you're telling eBay's search engine algorithm what this product is, because an algorithm is just machine learning. It's only going off of the information that you're providing, and these item specific fields are a great way to tell the search engine exactly what you're selling. So there you have it. Those are the top 4 ways to increase your sales on eBay in 2020. There's obviously a lot more things that you can do, but those are going to be, as far as priority goes, the 4 easiest, quickest, and most effective ways to grow your store right now. These are actionable things that you guys can do. Being priced competitively, of course, is very important. So if you're not tax exempt and you're doing retail arbitrage or retail dropshipping, you need to become tax exempt. If you're doing wholesale dropshipping, you will be tax exempt, because before you'll even be accepted by your wholesale supplier, they'll make sure that you're tax exempt. You want to be leveraging promoted listings when selling on eBay. You really don't have anything to lose by using promoted listings unless your margins are razor thin. And at that point, I would suggest that you probably transition into a better business model. Number 3 is going to be optimizing your listings, and optimizing your listings can include a lot of things, but most importantly, it's going to be your pictures. Make sure that you have as many pictures as possible, high quality images that really showcase that product in real life examples. And also make sure that your title is as long as possible with long tail targeted keywords. Do as much as you can to fill in the item specifics to tell the search engine exactly what you are selling. And lastly, you want to be adding value to your listings. So whether you're bundle pairing, putting different complementary products into a brand new listing, or doing multi-packs, something like that, that is how you add value, and that's how you differentiate yourself from your competitors. And really, that's how you're going to get a ton more sales than you ever had in the past. So if this sounds good to you, if this helped you out a lot, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to this channel, and hit that little bell notification so that every single time I put out videos just like this, you will be notified. Also, want to let you guys know that down in the description below is a link to my brand new Instagram profile. Go give that a follow. I put a ton of exclusive content out every single day, motivation, tips, strategy, everything drop shipping that you guys would ever want to know. So make sure to follow my Instagram. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you have any questions, make sure to ask them down below, and I'll be happy to help. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.